just wanted to highlight another example. I call them dust collectors, which are essentially what independent inquiries are. And when these independent inquiries happen, whether they're economic, social, environmental inquiries, they make incredibly well-balanced and well-researched and well-thought-out recommendations by experts in their field. And what generally happens is they tend to collect dust. And a lot of those recommendations don't get enacted by whatever government happens to be in power at the time. So I want to give you an example of this. So the Biodiversity Conservation Act, which is a current New South Wales legislation from 2016 when it was enacted, is meant to protect threatened species and their associated habitats. This dust collector that was done in August this year, 2023, is an independent inquiry, and it is essentially saying that the Biodiversity Conservation Act is not doing its job. Biodiversity is not being conserved at a bi-regional or state level. The diversity and quality of the ecosystems are not being maintained, nor is their capacity to adapt to change and provide the needs for future generations. Yet, this is the principal purpose of this legislation. It is clear to the review panel that the operative provisions of the Biodiversity Act are incapable of supporting its objectives. Too much rests upon the operation of other pieces of legislation, such as the planning laws, that have their own competing objectives. This has to be addressed. Of more concern, the objects of the Biodiversity Act 2016 are already obsolete. The crafting of the Act was understandably guided by principles of sustainable development. Those principles no longer fit for purpose. Their natural environment is now so damaged that we must commit to nature-positive laws if we are to have any confidence that future generations will have the opportunity to be as well off as we are. Even though sustainable concepts have been in policy for more than a generation, many in the community and within government circles struggle with the notion that the policies to promote human progress should recognise any constraints, social or environmental. Yet the fact humanity's dependence upon the quality of the biosphere in both social and economic dimensions is as immutable as the law of physics. The case for giving primacy to environmental repair is inescapable. Our future depends on it. So Svea, I thought you might like to have a read of it as well.
So this is from the same review from 2023. The panel found the Biodiversity Conservation Act is not meeting its primary purpose for maintaining a healthy, productive and resilient environment, and is never likely to do so. Biodiversity across New South Wales is at risk from a range of environmental disturbances: clearing of native vegetation, intensifying of land use, population pressures, the effects of climate change, weeds, feral animals, and some of the biggest fires in New South Wales. The state's major inland river systems continue to be affected by water extraction, and native forest logging is damaging forest ecosystems and the habitat of many native species. And most of those impacts we're going to see on this side. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs and we need your help.